So once again, good morning. Nice to see
Good
you, Mr.
morning.
Enrique. So as you know, today is Monday, and as every Monday, we're going to start checking the homework, right? So I'm going to share my screen. This last
Okay.
week we had two homeworks, right? The reading part and the written part.
Yes.
But today, at least, let's check the reading part because we need to advance in the other topics. And tomorrow we can check the written part, okay? I
Okay.
checked your homework and you did it well. I love your email, the structure. Thank you. So let's start. Let me see. I'm going to share. Let me see something here, I guess. Hmm, let me see. Will we have the quiz number, the test number 3 soon, right? I think
Yeah.
maybe, let me check. Maybe next Monday. Let me check something, the dates. Dates for the quizzes. P1 is supposed to be on May 50, on Tuesday. But I think we can move to Monday, to next Monday, okay?
Okay.
In that way, you have the entire weekend to study. Okay, Jonathan just joined. Give me a moment. You need to move Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan is joined. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning,
How are you
Good
Enrique.
doing?
morning. Good morning, Jonathan.
I'm fine, mister. I'm fine.
Okay, Jonathan. So I was telling to Mr. Enrique that this Thursday is supposed to be the quiz number 3, but I think we can move to next Monday. In that way, you have the complete weekend to study. Anyway, I have to ask the way you will be evaluated. I talked to you that some changes will implement it, but I'm not sure about that yet. Today, I'm going to ask how the test will be, and tomorrow I will let you know. And it is necessary, we're going to practice the new structure, okay? Is there any change? Okay, so we're going to start reviewing the homework, the reading part. Okay, Jonathan, you did the reading part. What happened with the reading part? Remember, this week we have two homeworks.
Yeah, two homeworks.
Yes, the reading part you did it,
Okay.
but it's missing the written, Jonathan.
Ye- Where was the reading? I don't
You did
see.
one. I uploaded two homeworks, right? On Tuesday, I uploaded the reading part and you did it. And Thursday, I uploaded the written part, and that's one
Mm.
you're missing. Let me show you. Anyway, today we are going to check the reading part. Reading, reading Cambridge test. And then we have reading Cambridge test. There are different. So Jonathan, you need to do the reading part. So
Okay, mister.
let me do something duplicated, because in one I'm going to open the PDF. So now this is just a reading test, right? Like a Cambridge structure. So the first part, we need to read this advertisement and we need to show the correct answer, right? The correct option. So the first one said, warning. What is the meaning of warning?
Peligro o advertencia.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr.
Good
Javier. How are
morning.
you doing?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to this class. So yes, you're right, advertencia. So it says, this toy is not suitable for under 3 due to its small parts. 3 to 5 years old might need an adult help to set it up. So which is the correct option?
Letter B.
Letter
Letter
B.
B.
You're right,
Small
small
children.
children. There's any unknown word. What's the meaning of due? Do you know? Debido a.
No.
Debido a. Okay. Suitable.
Yes, what's the meaning? Readable.
Es como acto, in this case. Este juguete no es acto para menores de 3 años.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Next one, it says, Jack could give you the school a ring. I got an email from them about Simon teacher, but I have a meeting all day. The number should be on the fridge. Thank you, Sue. Okay, in this context, for the meaning of ring, could you give the school a ring? Okay.
A llamada.
Yeah,
Una llamada.
timbrar, ¿cierto? Timbrar. Okay,
Timbrar.
thank you. So, which is the correct option? Sue wants Jack to help with the meeting today. Sue would like Jack to write an email, or Sue asks Jack if he can contact the school.
The
Which
letter
is
C.
C.
Letter
Easy,
C.
right? Easy peasy. Thank
Sí,
you.
the
Well,
letter C.
right, you're right. So let's continue. So it says, for each question, choose the correct answer. The people below all want to visit a museum. On the opposite page, there are a description of 8 museums. Decide which museum would be the most suitable for people below, right? This is very common. You have a description of people, a description of place, and then you need to match, or you need to decide. Simon is only in the city for a short time and would like a museum with easy transport access. He is keen on all things British and would like to experience a ride on the old public transport. Sarah wants a museum where his children can get involved with all way of life. She would prefer to travel out the city to be surrounded by the nature and traditional homes. Amy loves spending time with her young child, but wants to visit somewhere with her adult friend after her husband comes home from work at 5 p.m. She is especially keen on finding out more about how internet have dominated later 20th century life. So what is the meaning, for example, of keen? What do you think? Try to get with the context. Remember, when we don't know the meaning of a word, we need to use the context to try to find out. So in this case, we can say como interesada, right? And what's the meaning of find out? Finding out. It is a phrasal verb. It means descubrir. Descubrir, find out. Okay, Chris would like to show his grandchildren the kind of game he used to play as a young child, but needs somewhere near to the city center. He is happy to pay for tickets. Then we have Rachel, prefer to be guided around museums and love somewhere quiet where she can read books on any topic. She would also like somewhere with a view to enjoy a coffee. Okay, let's check the museums. This was the description of the people. Then we have Mr. Bright Toy Museum. Our museum is filled with all sorts of toys from all over the world. Enjoy our small museum with your family as you experience life as a child through the ages. In the heart of the city, we enjoy excellent transport lights. There's a small church for admission. So, for example, what's the meaning of sort?
Como tipos.
Tipos. Thank you, Javier. You're right. For example, church.
Carga.
Yes, it's cargar, but in this context, it's change.
Es como de un pago.
De un pago. For admission, right? The clue here is admission, so you can find out that, or you can get the meaning of charge. In this case, could be pay, right? A small pay. Thank you. Good job. B, the Transport Museum. Can come and see our fantastic exhibition of British-made cars in London buses. Our exhibits are not toys, but real life working for of transport. Enjoy a ride on a Blackpool tram in the heart of the London. Children enter free with one adult. Then we have National Maritime Museum. Explore the history of the country at sea in the free-to-enter museum. Walk on board an old sailing ship and imagine what it was like at sea. By listening to our tour guides, relax in our cafe by the river, and browse our naval library. Then, the Natural History Museum, the most popular museum in the city. It's totally free. Our famous dinosaur exhibition form the backbone of your visit. Plus, they weigh early humans' life, rock from Mars, and the evolution of flying birds. Our museum cafes serve hot and cold food for you to enjoy. So we have many, right? Box Hill Living Museum, situated in the surrounding countryside of the city box. Hill takes the visitor back through time to see Iron Age's house, says. 18th century farm and cottages through time. Experience what life was like for country folk. Dress up and become a Box Hill resident. So what is the meaning of Box Hill in this context? What do you think? Or what is it? No, I mean, what is it? What refers? What do you think? This is a village, right? So the idea is to live in like folk is people from this village live at that time, right? In the past. Okay, you even can dress up, vestirse como ellos, okay? Then we have a Space Center. Located in the outskirts of the city, the Space Center is an educational museum giving anyone the opportunity to learn about traveling in space, the role of computers in a space mission, and every life as an astronaut. Experience how it feels to wear a real space suit. Science Museum. The history of technology, including space exploration, medicine, and computing, all come together in the one space. Special late opening for adults every Wednesday evening from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Entrance is free for donation are welcome, but donation are welcome. And the last one is the Food Museum. Although we've only been open for a few months, our small museum is making waves in the city. See our website for how discover the history of food culture not only in this country, but internationally too. Join us for our cooking workshops every weekend. Easy to reach by bus or train. So, let's start. The first one said, I would like a museum to easy transport access, right? He keen all things British would be like to experience right on all public transportation. So, which one? What do you think? What do you answer? Let's check, for example, Miss Enrique, right? Let's try to do this.
I put
Do you remember?
yes, the number 2.
Sorry, the number 2 is the answers. Okay, let's check. Number 2. So letter B.
There we
British man. Okay, it says museum with easily transport access. Okay, could be right. Thank you, Mr. Enrique. Next one. It says museum where her children can get involved with all ways of life. She would prefer to travel out the city to be surrounded by nature and traditional homes. What do you think? This is easy. Which is the correct one? The Box Hill Living, right? It's South City, and they can experience what life for country folk. Dress up and become a Box Hill resident, right? This is the correct one. Letter E. Then we have Annie love spending time with her young child, but want to visit somewhere with her adult friends. After her husband comes home from work at 5 p.m. She's especially keen sorry, on finding out more about how internet had dominated late 20th century life. So let's check. It could be science. Let's check science. It says the story of technology, including space exploration, medicine, and computing, all come together in this one space, especially late for opening for adults every Wednesday evening from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Entrance is free but donations are welcome. So, what do you think? It could be this one, right? It's talking about technology and the time is good, match, right? Okay. Then it says, Chris would like to show his grandchildren the kind of game he used to play as a young child, but needs somewhere near to the city center. He is happy to pay for tickets. So, what is the meaning of grandchildren?
Nieto.
Nieto.
Thank you so much. So, what do you think?
The letter A.
Letter A.
A. You're right. Our museum is filled with all sorts of toys from all over the world. Enjoy our small museum with your family as you experience life as a child through the ages. In the heart of the city, right, it's easy to get. We enjoy excellent transport life. There is a small charge for admission. Okay, thank you. Well done. And the last one says, Rachel prefers to guide around museum and loves somewhere quiet where she can read books on any topic. She would also like somewhere with a view to enjoy a coffee. So this is easy. Which one?
The food museum, the letter H.
No. This is this one. National Maritime Museum. Let's check. Explore the history of country at sea in this free-to-enter museum. Walk aboard. Let me check. No. Yes. Walk on board an old sailing ship and imagine what it was like at sea by listening our tour guide. This is guide. Relax on our coffee by the river and browse our naval library. So they can read while she has a coffee. And this is guide. It's a tour guide. Okay. This is why. The correction is C. Do you have any question? Miss Enrique, do you understand why?
Yes.
We have some important clues. Here, the important clue is a guide, right? Como guiada, una visita guiada. This is the first one. And the second one is somewhere with view to enjoy a coffee.
But I put the letter H because it says the coffee, huh? Cooking foods.
Yes.
It's a mistake.
I don't understand your point, but be careful. We need to match or we need to complete all the ask they want, or they desire, the same, okay? Thank you. Let's continue. It says, write Jasmine Lloyd on gardening. Let me check. Let's read first the question because we're going to waste of the class in this. As teenager, Jasmine believed that. Do you remember the answer of these questions? Let me check something. I think.
No.
Okay. Let me see something. Jasmine. Okay, so let's check your answer. What about you, Mr. Javier? Let's check your answers. Because we need to study a new topic today. The idea is to check these exercises, Mr. Javier. So, it says, okay, Mr. Javier. Ah, you did it well. Okay, so it says, gathering was better than shopping, right? Let me see something. Sorry, I'm lost. It says, as teenager, Jasmine believed that gathering is better than shopping. All people were good at gathering. Gathering wasn't for her age group. Her friend did a lot of cool things. So, when I was in my teens, there was no way that you would catch me working in the garden. At that time, I believed it was only for elder, and as teenager, It was not cool to be seen doing work that all people were connected. So, which is the correct answer here? What do you think? Mr. Javier, could you turn on your microphone, please?
Okay, sorry. I think letter C is the answer.
Letter C, Karen was... Yes, you're right. Karen wasn't for her age group. You're right. Thank you. The second question, remember, in this kind of activities, it's better if you started reading the question and then you read the test, because in that way you're scanning information you need. What does Janmine say about school community garden? She thought it was a punishment. The staff member showed great excitement. She was expected to work there every day. The garden only have flower in it. So it says, most of my friends were only interested in going shopping or playing their computer games, and I had to admit that is what I was interested in doing too. However, at secondary school, my ideas started to change. The school had a community garden. We were supposed to work there every week. Some students saw it as a punishment, whereas others loved working in the garden, getting closer to nature. Okay, what do you think?
Mister, what is the meaning of punishment?
Castigo.
Letter A is no. The staff
No,
members showed the grade no. She was expected to work there every day. I could be letter C.
could be letter C. Okay, you did it well, Mr. Marina. You started to discard the option. Punishment, no. She didn't think that, right? The staff member showed with excitement, not exactly, right? So someone agreed and someone disagreed. Okay. And she was expected to work every day. Okay, thank you. Next one says, the garden only have flowers in it. Let's read a little bit more. Nature, the biology teacher, Mr. Bright, was extremely excited and showed us how to take care of the plants and vegetables that we were growing. So, plants and vegetables. So, you're right, Mr. Javier. The correct one is letter C. Thank you. It says, Jasmine says she has written books. As a result of working in the community garden because Mr. Britt told her to on many different topics since she was a teenager. So let's check. I soon found that I was asking to go and work in the garden, mainly because I found it relaxing, but also because it allowed me to watch things grow into beautiful flowers and delicious vegetables. What is the meaning of grow?
Crecer.
Crecer. Thank you, Enrique. I didn't take long for me to become hooked. And so now I'm my 20s. I have my own garden, all thanks to Mr. Bridge. My love for gardening has allowed me to write the best-selling books on the topic of growing your own vegetables, and if it wasn't for Mr. Bridge, Miss Bridge, and the school garden. So what do you think?
I suppose letter A because Mr. Brings don't tell her write a book.
Yeah.
The book is not write about different topics. So write about one topic is the garden. Letter C it's no. Since she was teenager, no, because she don't have love the garden when she has
When she was a
she
teenager.
she was a teenager. I suppose the answer is letter A.
And you're right, Mr. Javier, thank you. You did awesome. You're doing awesome. Congratulations. Good job. That's the way you need to analyze the auction, guys. You need to to have clear the question, the option, and then you need to look for the information you need to answer. Okay? Good job, Mr. Javier. You're doing awesome. Congratulations. So, how does Jasmine feel about gardening now? She regrets talking about gardening. She believes gardening is her only career. She feels very comfortable in her garden. She thinks school is the best place to learn about it. So let's check. It says,
The last paragraph.
okay, working in the garden now, thank you, Mr. Javier. I feel at home with my flowers and vegetables. And even though I don't believe taking to your plants work, I'm more than happy to talk about my garden to any who will listen. And this includes school children when I visit to talk about my career. You never know where you might learn about your dreams job from. So, what do you think? Regrets? Arrepentimientos? No, right?
No.
No,
No.
Okay.
no,
Believe,
Letter C.
believe gardening is the only career? She didn't
No.
mention that,
no,
right? She thinks school is the best place to learn about it. She didn't say that. She said we don't know with a place we can learn about our dream job, right? So she felt comfortable in her garden, yeah, right? She felt comfortable.
yes,
Siguiente.
the versing,
How do you say comfortable? Cómoda. Right?
yes.
Como en casa. Ella dice como en casa, acá cómodo. Okay, thank you. Right, you're right. Okay, what would be a good introduction to the article? Jasmine Lloyd explained how she became a gardener through her love of reading books on growing vegetables. After discovering how to grow vegetables late in life, writer Jasmine Lloyd described her feelings about staying in the garden. In this article, Jasmine Lloyd described how one of her teachers at school persuaded her to go in a different career direction and choose writing. Right, Jasmine Lloyd explained in the article how she came to her career through a hobby she thought was only for old people. What do you think?
Okay, I suppose the article is to be a good introduction for expecting and simplify the information. I suppose the letter A because uh, explain the love her love for gardening, you patient reading on book.
Okay, you're right. It's close. You're right in the part. Introduction is a summary of the complete article, right? In the introduction, you will find a summary. But the article talk about hobby. It started like a hobby, and they thought it was just for old people. So the best one is D. Why? Explain how become a gardener through her love of reading books on ground vegetable. This wasn't mentioned. Okay? She didn't say that he loved reading books on growing vegetable. He wrote a book of how a growing vegetable. That's different, right?
Oh, okay.
After discovering how to grow vegetable late in life, Rai Jasmine described her feeling about staying in the garden. That's not true because he discovered this during or when she was a teenager. This article, Jane Law, described how one of her teachers at school persuaded her to go in a different career direction and choose reading. This is false. Her teacher just tell her about how to grow vegetables and plants, right? Flowers. So the correct one is this. Let's talk about our people, what they used to think about gardening, and the career that they decide. Okay? Letter D. Thank you. Okay, let's do this last part. Let's try with, oh my gosh, it's so long. It's missing a lot. Okay, we can continue tomorrow because we need to continue. This was a long homework. Anyway, if you have a question, let me know. Tomorrow we can continue checking this, okay? And when we finish reading part, we can check it written part because it's taking a lot of time. So let's continue. Mr. Enrique, Jonathan, do you have any question?
No,
No,
mister.
no any question.
Is clear why we decide those options? There is
Yeah,
clue.
it's clear.
If you understand the question and the option, you will easily find the correct answer. You can start discarding the option. It is not mentioned, it's not have nothing to link it with the topic we're speaking. You just drop it. Lo descartan, ¿cierto? And then you need to choose between, or you choose the most suitable answer, como la que mejor quepa, la más parecida, okay? Thank you. So, what we studied last class?
Subject and object pronoun.
Okay.
The
Thank you.
last class. Wait a minute.
No
The
worries.
last class, direct speech and report speech.
Direct speech and report speech. Thank you. So now we're studying something related to report speech. And it is called indirect questions. I'm going to share my screen, sorry. It's like report speech, but with questions. It changed a little bit. So, first of all, do you have any question about report speech?
I
No
do
question.
I do more practice about the
Okay.
say ask for, speak to talk.
Okay, we
Because I
can,
confused.
no worries, we can do it at the end of the class. Okay, so let's check. Remember, first of all, remember, in report speech, we change the verb times, right? Present simple to past simple, present continuous to past continuous, present perfect to past perfect, and past simple to past perfect. Past simple to past perfect. Future with will to, or we replace will with would. And future with going to, in this case, we just change verb to be to past. I mean, I'm going to, she is going to, right? That's present. But if you make a report speech, you need to change the verb to be tense to past simple. So she was going to blah, 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 right? We can practice a little bit, no worries. So I'm going to share my presentation. So this is indirect questions. I'm sharing now, right? Yes. So let's start. This is direct question, as we usually do, right? We have yes or no question. So we started with the auxiliary, plus the subject, plus the main verb. For example, do you like coffee? We have WS question, WS word, plus auxiliary, plus subject, plus verb. This is what you already know. What do you eat for breakfast? WS question, auxiliary, subject, and verb, the main verb. To be, I'm, is, or are. When we ask with verb to be, we started with the verb to be. We don't use an auxiliary, right? So, for example, are you ready? Okay, modal verb. As verb to be, when we ask with modal verb, we started with the modal verb and we don't use an auxiliary. So it says modal verb plus subject plus base verb. Can she drive? We started with the modal verb. Question word as a subject. Who called you? ¿Quién te llamó? We started with the WH word. Then we use the verb, and finally the subject. This is direct question, as we usually ask, right? But then we have indirect questions. Here is when it changed. In yes or no question, we started with the subject. We need to use some phrases. For example, here, we started with, I wonder, yo me pregunto, if she is coming. Notice that here we don't use an auxiliary. Instead of the auxiliary, we use if, right? So it says, note, use if or whether for yes or no in direct question. When you asking for yes or no, you use if. I wonder if she's coming. I wonder whether she's coming. WS question. So notice here we change the structure completely. It says, do you know where? Notice WS question usually is goes at the beginning, but now we have in the middle, he lived. Where he lived, right? That's the direct question. An indirect question is changes. Do you know? We started with another question, where he lived. So no inversion. For the statement word order. Then we have be with verb to be. Can you tell me what time is it? It is. So notice here, as I told you, for indirect question, we have some phrases. Can you tell me, for example? And then with the question, this is the direct question, what time is it, right? But in this case, we don't change the order of verb and the subject. We usually use first the verb and the subject. What time is it? But notice here we say what time it is, ¿sí? Acá no invertimos el sujeto y el verbo, quedan normales. No worries. Later on in this class, I'm going to give you the phrases we use for us, no worries. That could be the hardest part, the phrases. Then we have with modal verbs. I would like to know, this is another phrase we use to introduce. Sorry, I lost the saltar. I would like to know when we can leave. So notice with an introduction phrase, then we connect it with WH question, and we don't change the order. Usually with modal verb, we started asking with the modal, right? So you said, can we leave? In this case, we don't change the order. We can leave. I would like to know, me gustaría saber, when we can leave. ¿Cuándo podemos salir? Auxiliary, without auxiliary. Could you explain what happened? So notice we don't use do, does, did, that kind of auxiliary. We started with a modal verb, could. Could you explain me what happened? Okay, I know it could look confused, but not worried. Then we have definition. An indirect question is a question that is embedded, contenido, inside of a statement or another question. It does not use question word order or a question mark. So, this is important. We don't use question mark. No cerramos el signo de pregunta. For example, in statement, direct, where is she? ¿Dónde está ella? Indirect, I wonder, where is she? Me pregunto, ¿dónde estará ella? Explanation. Indirect questions are more polite or formal than direct questions. Followed by statements word order. Subject come before the verb. Remember, we usually, in direct question, we change the order. Before we use the verb and then we use the subject. But in the indirect question, we don't change the order. We use subject and then the verb. Often begin with phrases like, do you know? Can you tell me? I wonder. I would like to know. Could you explain me? Could you explain? Note, do you know where is she? Do you know where she is? So be careful with this. We don't change the order of the verb and the subject. The subject goes first. So I'm going to send you this through the chat. Give me a moment. I'm going to send you this chart. Okay, Jonathan, are you okay? You look so confused.
Yeah, mister.
Oh,
I
you're
don't know
tired.
why. Yeah, so tired.
Okay, no worries. Anyway, we're going to practice, and that's the best way to solve doubts. And remember, this presentation I loaded on the platform. You can check it again if you need it. Anyway, if you have any question, please let me know. So,
Okay.
let's continue. Uses of indirect question. Purpose. Politeness. Como para ser más educado. Could you tell me what time is it? Podría. Remember, in this case, could means podría. ¿Podría decirme qué hora es? Uncertainly. I wonder if he will come. Como incertidumbre. No estamos seguros. Report speech. She asked where I was going. Avoiding pressure. Como para no presionar a la gente. Que la gente no se sienta presionada. I'd like to know why they left. Me gustaría saber por qué se fue. Academic or formal tone. The researcher asks how people respond. This is for academic purpose, for research. Okay, this is the uses. Then, indirect questions. So we have question word, who, what time, etc. How, where, when. This is direct question. Then we have auxiliary, did, is, will, do, does, etc. Right? Subject, you, it, he, Javier, Jonathan, Enrique. Main verb, call, come, etc. But in indirect questions, this change. Expressions, could you tell me, do you know, I wondering, I don't know, I would like to know. ¿Cierto? Podría decirme, usted sabe, me pregunto, no sé, me gustaría saber. Could you tell me who you called? Me podrías decir a quién llamaste. So notice here the subject and then the main verb. Do you know what time is it? It is, I wondering if he will come. Remember, in yes or no question, you use if or whether. I wondering whether he will come. This is yes or no question. I don't know, I would like to know. I don't know is he will come. Okay, so now we have an exercise. Let's try this exercise, and if you have any question, let me know. So let's check the first example. Could I ask you some question? I was wondering if I could you ask some questions. This is a direct question with modal verb, right? So here, what's your name? This is a question with WS question and verb to be. So, Jonathan, could you help us with this? It says, here we already have the phrase. Could you tell me what? You need just to complete. What is missing?
Could you tell me what? Okay, we need to change.
Okay.
Change the direct question to the indirect
Yeah,
question.
but this is
Okay, okay.
almost complete. It's just missing the last part. Está casi completo. Solo falta la
Okay.
última parte.
Okay. Could you tell me what name? Yeah, what name? What name
What?
is? What name is your? Yeah, your.
Yes, you're right. So remember, we don't change the order of verbs.
Yeah.
We continue with subject and verb. Good job, Jonathan. Well done. It's almost complete. We have here the sentences to introduce the question. Miss Enrique, this one, it says, how many different kind of social media do you use? It says, I would like to know how many different kind of social media.
Media.
What do you think?
Is question. Social media.
It's just missing the last part, Mr. Enrique. What is missing here?
Social media. Do you use?
Could you speak louder, Mr. Enrique?
You use.
Guys, are you listening to him?
I like to know how many different kind of social media.
Mr. Enrique,
Escucha-
could you
You
Se
do.
escucha súper suave.
yes,
Muy-
could you check your volume, Mr. Enrique? Puede chequear el volumen, se escucha too soft.
Oh. Can you hear me?
No.
O solo acerque un poco el micrófono más a la boca.
Ah, Mr. Enrique, right. Could you move your microphone to your mouth, close to your mouth?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's better. Thank you, Jonathan.
Okay.
So, Mr. Enrique,
Yeah. The number 3. I like to know how many different kind of social media you
go ahead, sorry.
you use.
You use. Awesome. Easy. You're right. You use. Well done. Next one, Mr. Javier. What do you use each one for? Could you ask Could I ask you?
Oh, could I ask you what you do?
You
No, you okay, what you use
use each
each
one
one
for.
for.
Okay, thank you. Well done. Easy, right? So far, so good. Anyway, we already started with the sentences, and that is an advantage. Okay, the last one, Jonathan. Are your
Okay,
social media accounts safe? Do you have any idea if
if social media
is missing something?
if your
Your, that's better.
social media
Answer.
if your social media uh, are safe.
Are safe? Easy, right? So far, so good. This exercise was easy, right? You did it well. Thank you so much. Let's continue. So then we have, okay, give me a moment. It's missing Nayeli today. Oh my gosh. Nayeli, let me put the missing. I need to take the attendance, guys, before I forget. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to take the attendance and then we can continue practice. Remember, the test is supposed to be on Tuesday, but we can move it if we need it. We need to be sure to have cleared this topic. If you need to practice more report speech, we can do it. If we need to practice more report question, we can do it. No worries about that. Okay, so I'm going to send this. Give me a moment, teach here. Okay, let's continue. So it says, answer the question. Can we use question word in indirect questions? Question words mean WS question. Jonathan.
Um, we can we use questions work in indirect questions? Claro. No. Or yet.
What do you think? Let's check the example.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see.
For sure.
No. No.
Yes, for sure. Look at here. How many?
Yeah. What? Ah, okay,
One.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, no worries. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So we can, yes, we can. Do we change the sentence in the direct questions, Mr. Javier?
No.
Are you sure? No, you're right. We don't, the tense, it doesn't change. You're right. Thank you so much, Mr. Javier. Well done. Number 3, Mr. Enrique. Do we change the word order in direct questions?
Yes, we
Yeah.
change the word.
Yes. Yes. And no, right? Okay. Are indirect question more polite than direct question, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. And the last one says, do we always use a question mark at the end of a direct question, Mr. Enrique?
No,
It's not mandatory. Okay, thank you.
no.
So let's do this last part. At least 3 exercises, one exercise for each one of you to finish this class. It says, change the direct to indirect question. Cover this direct question into polite indirect questions. So it says, Mr. Javier, where is the nearest bus station?
Okay, where is the nearest bus station?
Do you know the meaning of nearest?
Nearest is cerca.
Cercano.
Cercano. Entonces, en este caso es el superlativo, el más cercano.
Okay.
We need to start with a sentence, right? I send you to the chat some sentences to start this question.
mhm.
So what do you think?
Where the bubble stop?
It's missing something. For example, again, I'm going to help you with this one. For example, I wonder, right? Where, right? So you can continue. Where
the bubble stop?
the, remember, in English, we use the adjective before the noun. So the nearest
The nearest bus stop.
bus stop is missing something. Just one thing,
One thing.
one word.
Is
Is missing the verb. So, for example, I wonder where the nearest bus stop is. Oh, I would like to know, me gustaría saber where the nearest bus stop is. The more difficult part in this topic is to use these sentences, right? These phrases to introduce the question. But we can just practice. Okay, Mr. Enrique, next one. What time does the train leave?
Two questions. Do you know what time the train leaves?
This is just one question. So this is a direct question, and we need to turn into a direct question.
Yes, in the direct question, we say, do you know what time the train leaves?
No, remember, we don't use the auxiliary. We need to introduce the question with a phrase. I send you to the chat. A chart
Okay,
with some
okay.
phrases.
Yes, yes.
Let me see.
You know,
do you know could be in
Do
this
you-
case you can use. Okay, do you know?
claro, do you know?
Okay.
Do you know what time the train leaves?
What time?
What time the
Train.
train leaves?
Yeah. Okay, that's much better. Thank you so much. Do you know what time the train leaves? Okay, well done. Next one, Jonathan.
Do you like Italian food? Italian food?
Okay, be careful with it. This is yes or no question, right?
Yes, no question. Okay.
So you need to use
Okay. Like
first
one.
of all,
I
you need to
want.
start it with a phrase. You need to choose a phrase.
Okay, Italian food.
So what do you think? You need to start it with a phrase. You can look at the charts in the chat. Pueden mirar las tablas que están en el chat para que se ayuden un poquito.
Don't start with Italian food.
No. For
Okay.
example, it says, do you know? Can you tell me? I wonder. I would like to know. Could you explain me?
Yeah.
So, for example,
Oh,
I wonder.
Okay, I wonder.
Then. I wonder.
Italian food.
What? I'm going to help you. You
Okay.
like Italian
Italian food.
food. But here is missing something. Here. I wonder. Between wonder and you is missing a word. Okay,
If.
no worries. Remember, in yes or no question, we use if or whether, right? So we use if. I wonder if you like Italian food. Me pregunto si te gusta la comida italiana, right? So remember, in yes or no question, we use if.
If. Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. We have few time to practice this, but tomorrow we can continue doing, no worries. So thank you so much for coming. Let me check something. Okay, thank you. Well done. Anyway, if you have any question, let me know. We just started practicing this. No worries about that. Tomorrow we can continue doing some exercises more to practice. Thank you for the homework. Thank you for coming. Jonathan, remember please, today, try to do the written part, okay?
Okay, mister. Yep.
Okay,
Have a
mister.
nice day. Have a nice started of week. Mr. Javier, would you like to stay 5 minutes more to practice reverse speech?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye, Mr. Enrique.
Thank you.
Good
Bye,
luck
See
bye,
you
with your
Mr.
test.
tomorrow.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Bye-bye. So let me look for the presentation of reverse speech, and then we can continue. I'm going to close. Oh my gosh, what happened? Let's close this. And let me search for. I'm going to stop recording because it will be too long.